Rex is looking to he's looking to invest, I guess he sold his home, and he's looking to purchase, put it into gold and silver. And he doesn't know if he should do it now, do the full amount now, half later.
Well, I just answered the question earlier in the program. Every time I get money, I buy.
Yep.
I don't care what the price is. I ain't that smart. Even though I've been doing this for 50 years. I was a trader for 28 years, L.A. Traders Association. I was right about 53 or 54% of the time. That's enough to be a winner. And I know it's easy to be wrong. We're in a bull market. Don't think, buy. All you people who are trying to trade and outsmart the market are idiots. You can't do it. You're not a pro. And even the pros are only successful more than 50% of the time. What is in your heads, people? Buy. It's a chance of a lifetime. Gold and silver, bullion, coins, shares are all suppressed by your government. Sooner or later, they're going to break out. There's going to be mountains of money made. You wake up one morning, and that $1,700 MS-64 Saint, if that's what they're selling for today, will be $5,000. And 3 months later, it'll be $10,000. We saw it happen before. It will happen again. You will wake up one morning and you will buy Agnico Eagle at 50. 3 months later, it'll be 150. 6 months later, it might be 350. Who knows? The game is on. Don't try to outguess the market. Take your money, get good advice, and buy as soon as possible.
No,
and be happy you can buy.
Yes.
Because all over the world, most people have a very difficult time today buying coins.
And those 64 Saints, Mint State 64 Saints are 1875, Bob.
It was a wonderful year. It was the year after the worst depression America ever had. And we can thank Ulysses S. Grant, that drunken fool, for allowing it to happen.
According to a Bloomberg report, President Barack Obama is calling current deficit spending unsustainable and warning of skyrocketing interest rates for consumers if the U.S. continues to finance government by borrowing from other countries.
Well, why doesn't he just stop spending money? That's pretty simple, and lay people off and cut back on programs. But he doesn't want to do that because he's a politician. So they're going to continue to spend money, and they're going to increase your taxes and further enslave you. Please finish the question.
So that means China is no longer looking to buy the garbage that they've been buying.
Well, they stopped buying a few months ago.
Yeah.
And they're not going to buy anymore. And Japan stopped 3 years ago.
Yeah.
The buyers are in the Caribbean, which are the hedge funds. The second buyers are in the Arab oil states. And that's it. And, of course, American buyers, they don't know any better. They think everything's going to be okay, the idiots. Then they get people buying in the market in here, and they're going to get their heads handed to them again. If you're in the market, except for gold and silver stocks, get out while you can. And that includes your cash value insurance policies, annuities, retirement plans. You're going to get killed in them.
According to BBC, the economies of the 16 countries that make up the Eurozone declined by 2.5% in the first 3 months of 2009. The EU Statistics Agency, Eurostat, said analysts had forecast a drop of only 2%. A sharp fall in German exports was a key factor in the decline, and the German economy suffered its largest contraction since reunification, falling about 3.8% in the first quarter.
That's true. How bogus the figures are, I really don't know. But everybody lies about everything today, so you'll just have to take them for what they're worth. But I think the figures are worse than that. And I think Germany's got the right idea. No more interest rate cuts. They shouldn't be where they're at now. No increase in money supply to speak of. The European Central Bank's increase is about 6.7% right now, which isn't bad. 3.5 to 4% is normal. And now, but the European Central Bank wants to go in and spend $80 billion buying toxic waste out of the markets. And Germany's hopping mad about it. And it's another move by the European Central Bank that could push Germany to saying, look, we're leaving the Eurozone. It's going to happen sooner or later. And Germany is the most solvent country in Europe, probably with the exception of Switzerland, which is not as nearly as populated. And they have their problems because they bought a lot of toxic paper. And I still wonder why no one's ever sued or ever brought criminal charges. It's just amazing, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I also have a question here. Will be the final one of the program, if I could bring it up here. According to Al Jazeera, on the final day of his visit to the Holy Land, Pope Benedict criticized Israel's building of a wall separating Jerusalem and Bethlehem and called for a creation of a Palestinian state. Comments were also made in Jerusalem today during a visit to the church. Let's see. Do you think that the Zionists care about his criticism?
Not a bit. Not a bit. Yeah, the Catholic Church has survived for 2,000 years is because they played ball. Stop and think about it. It's the only way they could have survived. So they're part of the problem, unfortunately. And I say that as a Catholic. Or at least I was born and brought up a Catholic.
And I think that's about all the questions that I think we got through all the questions from the listeners. There was another final comment about the closing of the dealerships. Is that the beginning of the end for these car dealers?
It's tragic because some of them have done a great job.
Yeah.
But, things happen. And who to blame? The Illuminati. They have deliberately destroyed our country. And I've been harping on this for years, and nobody wanted to listen. And now look what we got. We got about 11 million people unemployed in the last 9 years. And the ones that did get a job, their income dropped from $30 an hour to about $14 an hour. A tragedy. And, once we don't make anything here, nobody will need us. You're going to live like you are in some third world country, Americans. And the first step is living like we lived in the 1940s and 50s. That's coming real quickly. And you better call Congress and get 1207 passed and badger them to put up trade barriers, because if you don't, it isn't going to work. We're all going down the chute.
1-800-375-4188 to get your protection, you preserve your wealth, and complimentary issue to the International Forecaster. Give us a call at 1-800-375-4188. We will be back on Monday. Have a safe weekend. Take care and God bless. Good night, Bob.
Bye-bye.